Hey, good evening, and this is a post-market review for the 28th of May. We're going to be looking at the Nifty and Bank Nifty. The time's 11 o'clock in Bahrain, and it's early morning in India. So today was a very interesting day. We didn't really get much of a follow-through. It did go up, but we saw it go up a bit and then start to edge a bit lower. Now, as you can see, there was a small gap up here as well, about a 1.5%, let's say 1% on the Nifty, Bank Nifty, and we're going to have a look at the CPR, the central pivot range, to get an idea of where the market is going. Now, when I switch this on today, you can see how it was. This is today's CPR range here, and this was a very narrow range. In fact, you have to zoom in to actually see that there was a very, very tight range, and this explained this movement into the upside as well. Now, when this happens, and when a trend happens, it goes into a particular movement in a particular direction. That is what happens with a narrow, very, very narrow range, and you can see it's a very tight range there. Today was a medium-sized range, I would say. We still did hit the first resistance or R1 level, and we didn't get the kind of impact or multi-time frame here that we see here, where all these white dots are lining up. There was a bit of a weakness during the day, but towards the end of the last hour, we did see that happening. This is an hourly chart. Now, what is going to happen tomorrow? Well, I feel that it's going to be going up, and we'll have a look at how we can get an idea of where that is going to go. So if we see this now, you can see that this is the range actually, and it is a very, very tight range. I have to zoom in this thing. You can see it here. This is the CPR range, and if it's going to be happening here, I wouldn't be surprised about what this is. Let me just set this for you, styles. Okay, and we have the tomorrow's. This is the pivot. I'll just put this as circles as well. This size should be fine, right? And you can see it there. Let me change the opacity of this so it stands out even better. This is the range top center, and then you have the R1 and the R2 as well. Okay, so now you should be able to see this a bit more better. Okay, now given that we're in this range, what it looks like could be happening is that, hey, we may go to the upside as well. And there's another reason why we have the upside. If you switch on these levels, you can see that this is the gap up, which is yet to be filled. So we were halfway there. We didn't really touch that R2. It came back down and settled at that level. Now, what will happen tomorrow? My guess is that it will either gap up or it will just fill this gap up. And that's when we get to see the real movements to the upside. So I'm very bullish on this. Let's look at the Bank Nifty to see how that looks like as well. I will just switch off. Yeah, this is on tomorrow's, so that's okay. And as you can see, we had a gap up here, so we had an area to fill as well, and that is being filled. This was the gap that needed to be filled. Now it's been okay, but not that great. As you can see, a tight range here as well. So there's more possibility of an upside on the Nifty as well. How far? I think it could go to the 9,500 level, and we could close the day. If it does go down and it starts to fill up the empty spaces, well, then that's another thing. Another thing to look out for is on the Nifty. You see a good amount of strength today, right? So will that follow through tomorrow? That is what we will have to see. Now, this is on the time frame of the hourly, on the 15-minute, on the 5-minute, and not very relevant is the 3-minute right now. You can see, or you can barely see, that there is a 30-minute squeeze forming in each one of these. So that means in the first 30 minutes we are going to see a movement as well. Is it to the upside or downside? It will be telling for us. We have a squeeze developing here. We have one which was developing here and kind of pushed to the upside, but even here as well. But this is a squeeze that we can actually get to see. As you can see, 30 minutes is there, right? And I think that's what we need to be looking out for. If this continues to the upside, if there is a follow through as well, it will be very interesting to see that happen. Will it happen? It's anyone's guess. Tomorrow is tomorrow, or it's already here today. but I'm just waiting and watching to see what is going to happen. Now let's look at the hourly one as well to get a picture of where we are with the Nifty. As you can see, there's a gap up that needs to be filled as well here. And let's look at the bank Nifty, and it has been, you know, sideways consolidation. As soon as we break this area and we go up, there's a lot of momentum to the upside, because there are a lot of gaps that need to be filled, which is all these pink dots that I have here as well. But right now we have a long way to go up. We did get some momentum here, you know, panned out a bit here. If it's going to continue, we will see, and we can see that the momentum is slowly shifting to the upside as well there. I hope that, you know, things will improve, but time will only tell. So that is a quick review of the bank Nifty and the Nifty. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Remember, you can visit our website, which is zencapita.com. That's zencapita.com, zencapita.com. All right. So hope to see you on the inside. Take care and have fun.